Hey everybody, my name is Joshua Frato. I'm the vocalist of a metal band down here in Tampa, Florida called Spiritual Chaos. And today I'm going to be doing an unboxing and, I guess, review of the Terrible Mic version 1 by SOYUZ. Now, this is a microphone, that's a signature microphone, I should say, by Alex Terrible of Slaughter to Prevail. And I am a metal vocalist, so I wanted to go over it and see how it compared against the Shure SM7B as well as a Telefunken M80 and a few other microphones that I have laying around. However, it's going to be in that perspective, but by no means am I like an audio tech or a sound engineer or any of that kind of stuff. So you're getting more of a consumer-based review or just, perspective of how I view the microphone and if it's going to be worth your money and if it'll help you sound like a bear. Alright, now to unbox this thing. Alrighty. Now, as you can see, I haven't even opened it yet. I literally just got back home from vacation. And, oh my god. Let's see if it's well protected. Alright, some bubble mailer here and or bubble whatever wrap. So I would say it's pretty well protected. Overall, I mean, it is already in a cardboard box, but you got the bubble wrap and everything too, and it's on there pretty tight. Yeah, throw that over there. Feel like a kid in a candy store, Christmas or whatever. Ugh. Let's see. I don't even know if I can see that. Am I gonna say that on camera? All right, cool. Alright, look at that. That is so cool. This is, oh my god, what is that stupid cartoon? Adventure Time? That's actually really freaking cool. Really, look at that. Terrible mic. You have now the terrible mic so you can improve your terrible singing. How do we open you? I don't want to like ruin the box. So yeah, when and if you get this microphone, I guess there's a little latch right here that you can pull. Let me go ahead and put the light over it a little bit better. All right, here's the moment. All right, SOYUZ handmade microphones. This is cool. Comes with a little pouch. Smells nice, sort of. Oh, that's pretty cool. Look at that. It says terrible mic on the back or on the back of the microphone. Oh my god. I was hoping that they would have a tech sheet, like a spec sheet in here, and maybe in the edit I'll be able to find one. But maybe that's where this goes to. Let's see if I can pull up my phone. So included in the box is this little card that I got that has a QR code on the back, and unfortunately it takes me to this page where I guess it would be a product page, but it says, sorry, the sound you're looking for is not recorded yet, same as this page. We're sure you can find what you need on our homepage, which is really unfortunate because I don't know what the specs are on this microphone. But hopefully I can do some digging and figure it out. Either way, I do like the weight and the feel of the microphone. I have heard Alex Terrible do, covers and stuff on this microphone on his Instagram, and it sounded really good. So we're going to now plug this thing in and have some fun with it. So to do my due diligence to try to keep the integrity of this review, what I'm going to do is try to make sure that the vocal performance is the same across the board, as well as the settings for all the microphones. Unfortunately, however, some microphones may require different settings or adjustments, and I will make note of that if I had to do such. But I'm going to try to make sure that I keep it as close as possible so that we can get the true comparisons of microphone A to microphone B to microphone C. And so in that sense, each microphone is going to have its own track. I'll go over the raw, dry tracks as well as when the tracks are with plugins, and then I will use a few different plugins actually. Actually just two primary plugins to be honest. It's going to be Howard Benson and it's going to be NeuroDSP's Mantra plugin that I've started to really enjoy. I like both of them, but we're going to see what this microphone right here sounds like with both, as well as what the other microphones sound like, and I'm going to make sure again that the settings of the plugins are the same as well. It's going to take a little bit of tinkering here and there to get a sound that I thoroughly enjoy. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. So let me go ahead and, well, the little thing that they send you isn't the best. You might want to get a different one or tighten it up. which is what I'm about to go do, actually. And then, well, with all that said, let's actually get to recording some shit.
So at this point of the video, I've actually had this microphone for about 2 weeks now, maybe a little bit over. But I was going to do an initial first-time reaction with it, but it didn't really play out the way I wanted it to go. So instead, I put some time into the microphone, tried to get the settings right for what I like and appreciate in tones and everything else. And I sort of just wanted to go over some of this stuff with you, right? Now, first thing you'll notice immediately, of course, is that fact that this has like this flat top, and you can be like directly on it too. You just got to be aware, because like with the time of me recording this part, right, my gain is at absolute 0. So I have it all the way to the left, and I'm using the Focusrite 2i too. So there's literally no green blinking light at all. It's literally just the microphone being plugged into the interface into this, and now everything that you're hearing is being amplified by the Neural DSP plugin Mantra. And so you're getting this and any kind of plosives that you might get out of it, right? I'm sure you can change up the gate and, you know, create a noise gate or whatever it is, and really like EQ all that kind of stuff out, right? To a certain extent. You should be getting solid takes, and when you are recording, you shouldn't really be on the microphone like this, unless there's like a bunch of like, you know, padding and wind block, whatever. Just anyway. What I'll say is that this is supposed to be a dynamic microphone, so it should be used according to what dynamic microphones are in a live setting. Now, we'll do this like little back and forth test here real quick so you can hear it based on my settings, but do keep in mind that at the end of the day, you're going to want to essentially make sure that your sound is correct with somebody who knows what they're doing, and if you already know what you're doing, then maybe you'll find this mic to be really awesome. So let me go ahead and just do a back and forth test. I guess in a live scenario, like whenever I have a microphone like this, I'm usually wrapping the cable around my arm, so give me a second here. Yeah, now you're not hearing anything. I really like the weight of this microphone. I really like the fact also that this microphone is directly on your face. Like there's no stupid ball or whatever. It's a flat top that you can press against your lips and just fucking scream, right? Like it's got a very, very solid feel to it too. It feels very, very, very solid. Like it feels like I can drop this thing or crush it against my head, but I'm not going to do that because again, I'm not doing drop tests. So with that said, it does feel very, very, very well made, like quality product, very, very good. And I mean, for the price point, it fucking better be. Now that leads me on to the next part of this little thing with this microphone, right, is the fact that you're hearing this with sound and it's supposed to be a dynamic microphone. So let me go ahead and just do some screams, right? So we're going to go from a few false chord lows and some vocal fry highs and everything in between that I can think of, because at the end of the day, if you're looking at this review, you're looking to see if this microphone is worth your money, and you want to be able to know whether or not certain screams may sound good with it, like the tonalities and stuff. So moving on to that section, I have to preface this real quick because there's going to be a few instances in which I bring the microphone away or I cup the mic, and it's going to change the tonality of the vocal completely. Like, it's actually really, it's a double-edged sword, because if you cup this mic, you very well could have issues, and you'll see what I mean. So let's go ahead and just show you an example real quick of me just singing a note. La. Immediately you can see and hear this like megaphone effect to the vocal, which is good and bad. Because in a live setting, right, if you're disciplined enough, you just scream with a microphone like this, and this is really cool, this is really fun, and I think it looks awesome, you know. I'd probably bring my hand maybe like right here too, but I think this is one of those microphones I'm like this. I'm like one of those kind of like those kind of screaming vocalists, like wow, wow, wow kind of stuff, right? And but if you cup this mic and you start wow, 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 you hear already the tonality shift of everything. And so it could be used in your favor if you know how to discipline yourself enough to not cup the microphone and ruin your sound guy's experience. Because how the fuck is he supposed to amp or take out this frequency now when you are literally muffling the sound? Doesn't sound bad. I personally like it, but I would have to use it as an amplification effect. So like, for example, if I were to say a line like, "You've done this to me," like in Scream, like, "You've done this to me," versus, "You've done this to me." And so now you hear a difference in the tonality where you have to like strategically do it. But you have to already be thinking that way. And I think most people who are looking for microphones, especially as a first-time buyer, aren't thinking that critically of the microphone. They want to scream into something, they'll cup it, but they don't think of like, how can I manipulate the mic to get the tones and the volumes and everything else? Because when it comes to like false chord stuff, and this is now where I'm going to go start entering in all that kind of stuff, right? When it comes to false chord stuff, right? Versus like a vocal fry. So like there's so much to it, but we're gonna go into those examples now. So I'm just gonna do a bunch of different types of screams. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to mention. The sideways rejection. Way! Let's go! Let's go! So there's a lot of cool stuff, but I'll just keep doing some random screams, right? This is our enemy! You are our enemy! Enemy! Lacing down! Ray! 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 Bring me back to the edge again! Away you go, my waiting friend! Now I'm just rambling at this point. Renoing my old friend! My old friend! And friend! Anyway, so to the parts of the microphone that I really thoroughly enjoy. I really, really, really like the warmer, brighter tone to the microphone, like immediately. So I'm gonna go over like a few differences, of course, with the microphones. But let's move on, actually, and then I'll just discuss the microphone. We'll move on to the sound test with a song to hear how it sounds with vocals, and we'll track that real quick from one of my band songs. But yeah, here we go. So I just got done recording all the takes with the several different microphones, the SOYUZ V1, the Telefunken M80, and then, of course, what I would say is probably the direct competitor is the Shure SM7B. Now, with that said, I, as you can see, am speaking into the Alex Terrible mic. My gain on the Focusrite 2i2 is about 3/4 of the way. It's not capped, but if you think about it in quarters, it's pretty much 75, maybe 80% there, because I am running this right now through the OBS software, and I'm not like a super guru when it comes to like figuring out the sounds. Like, I just want to get this video out there to help people make informed decisions as to whether or not this mic is worth their money. And well, with that said, I'm going to go over all these takes, and this is probably going to be the most long and tedious part of this review, but I think this is probably the most important part, because you're going to hear the direct comparisons of these sounds using plugins, as well as what they're going to sound like raw, and hopefully this makes you have or gives you an informed decision, again, as to whether or not you want to buy this microphone. So we're going to do these A and B comparisons. I'm sort of just going to go by feel, but my goal is to run through each one of them by itself and then start just like going back and forth with these. So if that is going to bother you, annoy you, I don't care. So with that said, let's get into it. Otherwise, skip forward to the final thoughts of what I think about the microphone, and we'll do that.
Staring into the darkest depths of fear, I begun this collection of everything I hate. This wasn't how this was meant to be, and it's in this reflection you speak to me. This time I give it to this demons. Staring into the darkest depths of fear, I become this collection of everything I hate. This wasn't how this was meant to be, and it's in this reflection you speak to me. This time I give it to this demon. Staring into the darkest depths of fear, I become this collection of everything I hate. This wasn't how this was meant to be, and it's in this reflection you speak to me. This time I give it to this demon. Staring into the darkest depths of me, I become this collection of everything I hate. This wasn't how this was meant to be, and it's in this reflection you speak to me. This time I give it to this
Now we're going to do this with the mantra plugin.
Staring into the darkest depths of me, I become this collection of everything I hate. This wasn't how this was meant to be, and it's in this reflection you speak to me. This time I give it you this demons. Staring into the darkest depths of me, I become this collection of everything I hate. This wasn't how this was meant to be, and it's in this reflection you speak to me. This time I give it to this demon. Staring into the darkest depths of me, I become this collection of everything I hate. This wasn't how this was meant to be, and it's in this reflection you speak to me. This time I give it to this demon. Staring into the darkest depths of me, I become this collection of everything I hate. This wasn't how this was meant to be, and it's in this reflection you speak to me. This time I give it to this demon.
So now what we're going to do is turn on Howard Benson. I typically like turning on heat because it adds a warmth to it, but with the Alex Terrible mic, I don't really think it needs it. And the whole idea is to use the exact same settings across the board with all the microphones so that you hear what the comparisons are between the microphones, right? Now, this is, of course, the thing, right? And before we go into the Howard Benson part of it, is that this is, of course, the thing. So each microphone is going to require its own little things. And whether you boost the frequency in the high end on one of them, or you darken the tone on one of them, or whatever, it's such a, it's such a fine detail of all these things. And so realistically, when you're listening to all these microphones, right, you're sort of like listening for the characteristics in which you enjoy. Of course, the problem is that, hey, how do you know which one is the one that you want? Which one's the right microphone to make the decision on? I only have X amount of dollars, and I cannot afford to buy 4 different microphones and this and this and that, right? And even then, what's the purpose of these microphones and so forth, so on. So when you're listening to these microphones, right, make sure that you're listening with the intention of understanding that you can manipulate these tones to a certain extent. And with that said, we're going to make sure that the Howard Benson, not make sure, you're going to literally see it happen, but the same settings for the Howard Benson microphone are going to be the exact same as the Shure, the Telefunken, and the SE. And that's what we're going to do. But keep in mind that any microphone that you purchase in the future, you may need to make different adjustments. There are albums out there where they're using certain microphones for screams and others microphones for clean vocals because it just sounds better or there's a better characteristic on it. And again, final thoughts about this microphone afterwards, but I just need to preface this real quick as we are doing the Howard Benson. Plus, give yourselves, if you're watching this all the way through, give yourselves a little bit of an ear break. So here we go.
Staring into the darkest depths of me, I become this collection of everything I hate. This was wasn't how this was meant to be. And it's in this reflection you speak to me. This time I give it you this demons. Staring into the darkest depths of me, I become this collection of everything I hate. This wasn't how this was meant to be. And it's in this reflection you speak to me. This time I give it to this demon. Staring into the darkest depths of me, I become this collection of everything I hate. This wasn't how this was meant to be. And it's in this reflection you speak to me. This time I give it to this demon. Stepping into the darkest depths of me, I become this collection of everything I hate. This wasn't how this was meant to be. And it's in this reflection you speak to me. This time I give it to this demon.
Now, for context, you just heard that all, as, with the plugin on soloed out. You haven't heard it on the track. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, and I'm sure you could hear already the differences, and you'll have to go back to all these, right? I'm sure you can hear in the differences. There are definitely differences. Especially like when it comes to this Alex Terrible mic. I feel like the Alex Terrible mic at this point, right? I'm having to probably treat it, or maybe actually put one of those oh my god, windbreakers or whatever they're called. It's not a windbreaker, pop filter. There we go. I'm gonna have to put one of those pop filters over if I wanted to record these vocals, or I have to step back. Unlike the Shure SM7B, where my mouth can just be straight up on the thing. But with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and start playing this same thing again with the track. And then I'm just going to bounce around between vocals. So I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to have it bounce around, and you can hear and you can watch as I do it as I'm doing it.
And it's in this reflection you speak to me. Staring into the darkest depths of me, I become this collection of everything I hate. This wasn't how this was meant to be. And it's in this reflection you speak to me. This wasn't how this was meant to be. To be. Staring into the staring into the darkest depths of me. Staring into the darkest depths of me, I become this collection of everything I hate. Staring into the darkest depths of me, I become this collection of everything I hate.
My final thoughts on the Alex Terrible mic version 1 by SOYUZ microphones. I really genuinely enjoy this microphone. What I can tell you off the bat is I love the warmer, brighter tone to this microphone in comparison to other microphones that you were shown in this video. Now, the direct competitor, in my opinion, is the Shure SM7B. Like the other two microphones, the Telefunken is anywhere between $200 to $250. The SE is a $100 mic, and if anything, this is a very, very good live mic. So if you're looking for a live microphone, 100% recommend this. 1,000%. This is a fantastic microphone, and it's cheap. You lose it, you're out $100 versus $250 versus almost $400 microphone. All right, like this is a very expensive microphone, and for that, I'm gonna knock it on its price. So in editing, I forgot to mention that it is completely unacceptable that there is no product details for this microphone. I have no idea as to what the pickup pattern is, or the frequency, or the hertz, or any of these type of things that the microphone could take. So, hi wife.
Hi.
But yeah, I needed to just put that in there for the edit. Oh, and especially for how freaking expensive the microphone is, there's literally no reason why there can't be product details in my cat. But you are purchasing a signature series microphone. And I know there's like 1,000 different guitars out there that have artist edition guitars, but this is the very first one, in my knowledge, of a microphone in which is artist edition, signatured, whatever, right? And I mean, in the deathcore genre, insane to me, absolutely freaking insane. But that would be my recommendation in a live scenario. I would not recommend this microphone in a live setting. It costs too much. You might lose it. Somebody might steal it. Also, it could, again, I said it earlier, but like the cupping part of the microphone. The problem is if you cup this microphone, you're getting a megaphone type effect to it, and your sound guy is going to hate you. But I mean, depends on how you want to manipulate the microphone and how you want to go about it, right? So that is all in a play, but I would be scared to lose a microphone like this, especially, again, a signature series microphone where there's not many of these, and so you're risking a lot versus, fuck, I left my $100 microphone at the previous venue. Let me go ahead and just, get another one. It shouldn't be too hard. Not only that, but this is also pretty much industry standard. You see all your favorite vocalists essentially using this brand of microphone. And so I've actually switched over to this microphone in a live setting for performance and stuff, right? So, but I feel like the direct competitor, I think, as I already said, is the Shure SM7B. And my reasoning is because although this is a dynamic microphone, the tonalities that you get out of this microphone, I feel are just so good. Like it's bright, it's warm, it's got a tonality to it that I haven't really heard in other microphones. And maybe I'm just inexperienced, but that is my point of view on this, right? I feel, and I've been using this Shure SM7B for a very, very long time, and I love this microphone. It is the industry standard for a reason. It is a fantastic microphone. All of your favorite artists have essentially used this microphone some way, shape, or form in their career. This microphone, I'm pretty sure, recorded Michael Jackson. Like, there's all sorts of really cool things with this microphone, right? But home studio, out the gate kind of thing, like, there are some things that you need to do to this microphone to get it to where this microphone right here already brings you. Like, I prefer a warmer, brighter tone, like in microphones, and I don't get that initially out of this. I have to use all sorts of different plugins and EQing and everything else. Meanwhile, the same settings across the board, you already hear like how much warmer of a microphone the Alex Terrible mic is compared to the Shure SM7B. With all that said, would I recommend the microphone? I would highly recommend this microphone. I don't know if I would recommend it over the Shure SM7B though, unfortunately, but if you only had one to buy, and you had the means of being able, so, all right, so here's a few problems, right? Here a few caveats or whatever that I find. I feel like if you're going to be recording with this microphone in a studio setting, you need a pop filter, 100%. I love the tones out of this thing, but the plosives are too big of a deal. Now, when I take this little cap off, right, and you see the capsule of this, or not the capsule, but or whatever, I think I'm saying the right terminology. But like when you see this, there is not a whole lot of cushion right here that is blocking any of that wind. Now, that could be by design. I don't honestly know, but I assume that's the case because you want to be able to not filter out all of the sound. But if you put a pop filter over it, then I would highly recommend this microphone over the SM7B. But if you do aggressive vocals,
Right!
this microphone's like is so good. So there's the capsule right there, right? And then like you got this like inch of gap in between that and the capsule because like you can literally be on this thing. Whereas, and then you got this pop filter, and it also comes with other pop filters too. That's the thing too. Like it comes with a bigger one, and then you can always record with this off and then put a pop filter over it. But I feel like the problem with the SM7B is that you need something, right? Because like if you have a home studio like I do here, well, I wouldn't even call it studio, but when you have something like what I'm using, what I'm doing, right? You are essentially trying to get it as plug and play as possible. But with the SM7B, I'm finding I'm having to use a cloud lifter with it. I'm having to change up the EQ settings for this and that and whatever. The gain's got to be adjusted here and there. Whereas this microphone's already a hot microphone to begin with. So it really just depends on what you're trying to do, like in all honesty. I might find myself bouncing between both microphones, but at the end of the day, I do think I'm choosing this microphone over the SM7B. Only on the condition that I can get all the conditions right. But it's hard pressed to go against this and win. And I think it's honestly such a neck and neck tie between these two, and I just keep bouncing with my opinion on these things, man. And then at the end of the day, it's your dollar. I hope what I've been able to show you has helped you lead to some sort of informed decision. I do not think you're going to regret your purchase. And I think the value for dollar is there for sure. And if you are a fan of the band, this is a very, very cool thing. If you're a fan of Alex Terrible like I am, this is a very, very cool thing to own and possess. And you got a piece of, a piece of what their artistry in your hand. So that's my take. That's my review. I really genuinely and thoroughly enjoyed this microphone, and I look forward to using it more and seeing what else I can get out of it. But until then, this is my review. My name is Joshua Frato, vocalist of Spiritual Chaos. You can follow me at Joshua J. Frato at pretty much every single social media platform, and I hope that was good. Hope, yeah, just whatever. Peace.